Christmas Eve was the usual events of going to church services on Christmas Eve, and then after leaving church and going to the parking lot, it was a matter of stepping down from the curb to the car, which was just 2 feet away, and dry, no snow on Christmas Eve, and there was one slender pine cone waiting for me. And as I stepped on it, I just dropped like into a black hole. And the right leg flipped to the right, the left leg flipped to the left, and that was the end of my moving around. The next was going to emergency at Blodgett and getting the diagnosis, and spending the next 4 days at Blodgett. And then it was a matter of determining where was the best place to go for rehab. The decision was made to come to Spectrum on Fuller. And I'm very happy I did. After the holidays, after New Year's, is when the physical therapy really was started in full force. And it was physical therapy and occupational therapy. Therapy at times was, oh, they're going to come. And it was like, do I have to do it? But with their attitude of, you can, and starting out in slow steps, it went really well. I regret having the broken legs, but from the broken legs, I've learned so much. And the world of physical therapists and occupational therapists are unbelievable. You weren't just a patient or a resident here, you were a person. And it was a very personal experience. After leaving Spectrum Fuller and being discharged home, then the visiting nurses through Spectrum were set up. And again, it was the very next day, the therapist came to do an evaluation, and 2 days later, Dee Dee, my therapist, was there, and again, more laughter and fun, and a lot of exercises, but I was amazed at what I was able to add to skills, basic skills. And this continued for 3 weeks. And right now I'm in the midst of outpatient physical therapy at the Plainfield Northland Drive. And it's going well, and I'm excited. Right now I'm excited about going back to work. Maybe tomorrow after I'm at work will be a different story. But I'm able to get back to work, and it's been good. It's been 2 months since that fall, and I'm ready. And I have a greater appreciation for therapists and Spectrum. It was just a natural that we'd want to stay with Spectrum, because with the computer system and all of the information that's at the hospital being automatically transferred, and the paperwork, the confusion was eliminated. And when I went to my family doctor 2 weeks after being discharged from Spectrum Fuller, he already had the information Christmas Day at his house as to what had happened to me. And so he was aware from the get-go as to what kind of care I was getting, what the prognosis was. And then going to outpatient, again in Spectrum, everything is there. They've got my records. And it's the only way to do it. Because of Spectrum's continuing health care, I am able to go back to work tomorrow. I'm able to function pretty much around the house at this point, doing things that I longed to do for 2 months. I'm able to do almost everything that I used to do, and with completing my outpatient care, I will be able to go back to a completely normal life. And it's because of the support and the therapy and the people who are with Spectrum.